Powered by Riverside.
It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time.
All right, it's time for the trade banger of the week. My name is Chad, and I'm here with my friends Jesse, Mike, and Austin. Every week we bring you a trade that caught our attention for one reason or another. Maybe it's bold, maybe it's risky, maybe someone slipped me $3. Let's get into it. So,
3, that's specific.
This is the trade this week, guys.
You told me 10.
Hold on. I was told I had to do that before you were allowed to do the trade.
Oh, yeah. I see. Well, now I forgot it. So. And okay. Yeah, I gave you so much crap about it last week. All right. So, this one's going to be interesting. The trade is actually one that was sent to me in a league. I'm not going to tell you what side I'm on, but it was a trade that was sent to me. And the person that sent it is actually a listener of the show, and they messaged me and they said, "Hey, it'd be fun if you talked about it on the pod." And I was like, "No," but then I thought about it again. I was like, "That could be fun." So yeah, we're gonna do it. Anyways, yeah, and the $3 helped, right? So this week's trade comes from that listener. Again, not gonna say what side I'm on. The trade is Justin Jefferson and Bo Nix for Trevor Lawrence, George Pickens, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Right off the bat, the trade for me was interesting because there's so many questions on both sides, right? That play into how people just kind of value these players overall. You got, Justin Jefferson coming off of the season where he's struggled and people don't know what to do with him. He's reaching that age. Is he 27 or about to be 27?
He's 27.
I think he is 27, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix is kind of one of those guys, not quite in that, upper echelon tier quarterback, but also, a lot of potential there. So people kind of value him different ways. Trevor Lawrence coming out of nowhere, right? What the heck is going on here? Like, when did he become good, right? George Pickens, you could say the same thing. T-Law twin there, just good out of nowhere. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. supposed to be good, never good. So what's going on? Yeah, guys, this one's interesting to me. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Austin, I guess we'll start with you here, man. What's going on? Who are you less scared by?
I'm less scared by the Bo Nix and Justin Jefferson side. I think it's a lot safer value than the other side. I guess technically if T-Law and Pickens continue their arc, then that would probably be the correct side. But per safety aspects, to me, it's definitely Bo Nix and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that makes sense. The safety of George Pickens really just locking that other side down, right? No, I hear you, man. Are we to the point in your opinion where like Justin Jefferson's kind of like a value buy?
Yeah,
right
yeah. If you believe he is a better player than what the production was last year, absolutely. If you think for some reason that we've seen his peak and he's not going to reach that again, then you probably take the trade and take the two younger or quote unquote younger receivers. But yeah, absolutely. If he's viewed anywhere in that wide receiver, 5, 6, 7 range, I think a lot of people probably have him at. You could definitely see a good avenue to buy.
Yeah, I hear you. Jesse, we know how you feel about Justin Jefferson there, but on the other side, Trevor Lawrence, right? Like that's for me the big question of this trade on that side, the Trevor Lawrence, George Pickens, Marvin Harrison side. What are we expecting from Trevor? Are you buying the value that he's currently being traded for? Is it a piece that you're looking to acquire, or are you just kind of
No, he's a screaming sell for me. He's an MVP candidate all of a sudden. It just has come too out of nowhere. If his value is truly that inflated, then it's time to sell him. Because to me, he's just at the top of the tier that's below the elite tier. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
well, could you argue that Bo Nix is there too?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I could. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bo Nix had a better fantasy year than Trevor this coming year.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're both in the same tier to me. So that's a wash, that part of it. Which one's older? Actually,
T-Law.
Is he? How old is he? 26?
I believe so. 1 second.
Probably like a
But
year.
Nix is
year
what,
older?
25?
Yeah, he's like a year
I mean, Nick started
is
what?
26, yeah.
Okay, so Nick started what, 167?
Nick is about to be 26.
Yeah, they're about the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Third
That's
of the
kind of
year
a wash.
apart.
Yeah. Nick started 167 games in college. Is that right?
I just go by like a lot or not enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot.
Many.
It was a lot.
Yeah, he's on a lot.
A lot. Yeah, no, that part of it is a complete wash to me.
Yeah, I hear you. And the mic, right? Like, I don't know if I should even ask you about this trade because we know what side you're on, being the resident Denver Broncos fan. Can you forget Bo Nix is in this trade for a second and focus on the wide receivers here, right?
Let me just say on the quarterbacks, like right now, I would actually take Lawrence straight up over Nix because Nix is
really.
Oh, wow.
Nix is
Oh,
coming
well, tell
back
us
from
why.
Nix is coming back from an injury, and we also don't know what that's going to look like next year. It obviously Sean Payton's still going to be there. Could have improved weapons, might not. Honestly, he probably has some of the worst weapons in the league, we could argue. Whereas Trevor's got Jacoby Myers, who's probably one of the best number twos, you could argue. Well, I guess besides like T. Higgins, like for what Trevor needs, probably his play caller's never going to go anywhere, assuming they continue to play like they did. And then he's got Travis Hunter coming back from injury and still Brian Thomas Jr. there. So, I mean, I don't know. He's got three really good. Like, I would take one of those three to be on the Broncos, please. Like, and he's got three of them. Granted, a lot of his production was he had more rushing touchdowns, but like he had a new play caller that saw him excel in that. So
Yeah, it's definitely part of his game that we expected. It's not like it came out of nowhere, so I completely understand there. I'm a little shocked on that one. I didn't think that you would take Lawrence straight up even after the year he's coming off of. I wanted to ask you about the wide receivers, but I guess after that, probably go back to Austin here. Pickens, Marvin Harrison Jr. Versus Justin Jefferson. What side are you leaning towards? Are you all but giving up on Marvin Harrison Jr.? Do you think he's another value buy, maybe just on a little bit less of a tier there than Justin Jefferson, a couple tiers down, or how do you view the trade?
Yeah, I'm still going to believe in
side?
the player Marvin Harrison Jr. It's been a disastrous 2 years overall when we think about what we expected, but I still believe in the player and the talent. Don't love the new OC signing, but that's for a different day and hope that it succeeds. But as for Justin Jefferson versus George Pickens and Marvin Harrison, I think I take two receivers over Jefferson. It's risky and it can lose you production moving forward, but it can also give you very similar production out of two wide receiver spots compared to one. And Jefferson, I did just say he is a buy, but he is 27. The value is never going to be higher. Even if he goes out and dominates next year, he'll be a 28-year-old wide receiver. The likelihood of him being wide receiver 1 or 2 in Dynasty anymore is very slim. So for me, I would take the risk with the two receivers. But I like it. I think that's a very interesting kind of duo trade, if you want to talk about it like that.
Jesse, how do you see the trade overall?
Overall, it's very risky to take the Trevor and the two wide receiver side. So it just depends on how you see it. Really, both sides carry risk because you don't know. You really don't know anything about the offenses for all three of the wide receivers, right? You don't know who Arizona's quarterback is going to be. You don't know who the Vikings quarterback is going to be. And you don't even know what team George Pickens is going to be on. So
yeah,
it's a very difficult trade for me would be a very difficult trade for me to pull the trigger on. Like I'm not. It'd be really hard for me to trade Justin Jefferson away, but that does seem like the price. I mean, it seems extremely fair.
Mhm.
That if I'm going to do it, that does seem like the price. But right now, knowing what I know, which isn't much, I'm probably just going to kind of. It's just too even. I don't feel like I'm gaining enough of an advantage.
The one part on me that, or the one part of the trade for me that seems the most concrete as far as the wide receivers go, is George Pickens, and that's really shocking for me to think about. Seeing the three names there, because Justin Jefferson's just so solid, right? But the quarterback play is so abysmal, and you see him coming out in the media and talking about, the quarterback play not being up to par, and there being, years where with a young quarterback that can be like what they had in 2025. Are we banking on them bringing in a good quarterback to where we see that floor kind of rise for him? Because the floor is so low with J.J. McCarthy at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, the word good might not be the right preface with what I'm about to say, but a name like Tua, who's out of Miami, would instantly put Justin Jefferson's floor back up into that top 5 discussion instantly. So
for when Tua's in there, though. But the biggest knock on Tua is that he's not healthy. So then you're right back to J.J. McCarthy. So that's my son we're talking about, but no, that doesn't make me feel great.
Maybe J.J. McCarthy does take another step, right? Like we can't say that's not a remote possibility.
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course it is, but I don't know. Like, Justin Jefferson is one of those players. Like, he's 27 years old. It's more of an extreme case of what we talked about a couple of weeks ago with Devonta Smith, right? Like, they're reaching that age threshold where you just can't afford to miss on these guys for the next couple of years, because if you do, they're out of that window where they're holding value, right?
Yeah.
Is that part of it where, you guys kind of lean towards the other side of the trade, or do you guys see the Justin Jefferson Bo Nix side and say, you know what, I'm willing to take a risk on the player that's probably going to finish, top 2, top 3 if he gets decent quarterback play?
That's where I lean. That's the side that I lean, just because of what you just said. Yeah. That's the upside.
Yeah, same. You've seen it sustained with Justin Jefferson. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm assuming it's probably his worst year in a long time, in at least 2 or 3 years.
Worst season ever by far, I think. Yeah.
Not even close.
I mean, there you go. Like the upside is just too great for me. I think if all things are right with Pickens and Marvin Harrison, obviously if Pickens goes for a new system and is a good system, what's the quarterback play like, and then Harrison, is he actually good? Like, I don't know. That's just a lot of risk, frankly, on that side between those two for me.
Yeah, it's a classic opportunity to buy low on a talent that I think everybody believes in the JJ talent, and then sell high on the Pickens talent, which could very well be a spike year in his career.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to me, Chad. You said he felt like the most concrete receiver, given we have no idea where he's going to be. I mean, I saw it just came out that the agent for George Pickens stated that they haven't even started discussions on a contract.
Well, so the reason I say that is not because I know the situation for a fact, right? It's because he controls the situation, right? Whereas Justin Jefferson controls nothing, right? He's either going to get a good quarterback or he's going to end up with J.J. McCarthy again. He has no control over that situation. Marvin Harrison Jr., we're just going to say, like, we don't know what's going to go on there. They're either going to get a quarterback or they're not. George Pickens is going to pick his destination.
Yeah,
he knows what happened.
Yeah. He's not going to the Jets. Yeah, he's not going to the Steelers.
Not doing that.
But I mean, he's also a second-round pick, right? He hasn't made that much money, so this may be his one and only opportunity to really get paid.
We know that.
But he's going to get money wherever. Like in this market, he's going to get paid wherever he goes. It's not like a good team is going to say, "Well, we're paying you less." He's going to get paid, especially with the cap going up.
Yeah, but
all right. So what if he goes to the Raiders, who have the most cap room, and plays with a rookie quarterback? He could look at that as a good situation. But for
We
fantasy,
have to
I don't
remember, too,
know.
he's 24 years old. He's got 2 contracts left.
True.
Like, it's not like he's one and done right now. If he's good, he's got two contracts left, and 2 very big contracts, right? Because most contracts are going to go 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So then he's going to be in his prime.
He could very well go to the Raiders or the Titans, though. And
I would say
kinda
that's the
not do
2
it
most
alone.
likely places would be the Raiders. It's because the Titans have $100 million and the Raiders are at like 79. So, I mean, I definitely think it's very likely if he leaves Dallas, that would be one of the 2 locations we see him in.
But on the other hand, those could both be really good.
Yeah, I'm
That's
fine
for
with either. They
Yeah.
don't. It's not as good as Dallas because of the quarterback,
Right.
but I'm fine with. But that doesn't really knock them down for me very much.
New England.
And we also, before the season started, I mean, it's it's good to have this kind of post-season clarity here on how good the situation was. But preseason, not many people were saying, oh, you know what, George Pickens on the Cowboys is going to kill.
Right. Well, I think there were people saying that he would do better in that system than he would with the Steelers, but no, not with Lamb.
Yeah.
Not as good as he did.
Yeah, I don't think
Right.
anybody
No, not
expected
even
the
close.
target
No.
demand that he got. I think that was really impressive to see and shows how good of a player he can be.
Yeah, for sure. The 24-year-old wide receiver finishing as wide receiver 5 on the year. It's going to be really, really interesting to see where he goes in this next season. But he's still young into his career here. All right, guys. I guess we'll go one by one here. First off, does anybody have anything else to add? They want to talk about in the trade, or
Just the worst case scenario with Pickens would be franchise tag and then hold out. So,
Yeah, there is a
yeah,
chance that he doesn't play at least early on in the season.
if
Yeah.
he holds out, then we know how that goes for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
It just
It's
happened at
not good.
TMC.
Yeah.
Although the one thing that I would say about that is the Cowboys, we know the Cowboys, right? Like the way they played that Micah Parsons situation and how they came out looking at the end of that deal, I think they're going to try to wipe away some of that stigma. I don't think Jerry Jones likes that people think the Cowboys are cheap and they don't pay players, and that's why he came out consistently after that trade and was like, well, look, we paid CeeDee Lamb, look, we paid Dak, look, we paid Zeke when he was performing, we pay our players, our players. So I think he's gonna say, okay, you know what, if they're gonna bring him back, they're gonna say we're gonna try to get this deal done with him because we want to be a destination that players want to go to. I think that's just
I mean, he pays them, but he just waits until the end of the offseason is the problem.
Yeah,
Because Zeke was in Mexico. Like, I'm pretty sure Lamb was sitting out part of the offseason too, wasn't he? So that I think that's the thing with historical.
Yeah, you're looking at
I think that could certainly happen.
And hopefully he doesn't do that because I hate it when they're sitting off. Most players
Chad, you're
sitting
looking
out the
at it
offseason are not.
as what you would do, right? And
that's what I think the Cowboys would do. That's what I think the Cowboys would do.
I guess I have much more faith in Jerry Jones to screw this situation up.
You can only hope as an Eagles fan. You can only hope.
I'm going to be honest. If they pay him what his market value is, they're going to have 50% of their cap in 3 players.
Yeah. Very,
Like
very,
legit,
very
50% of this
Bengals-like.
year's cap,
Yeah.
which is dangerous to do in the NFL.
Unless they backload his contract and restructure some other guys.
Yeah. I mean, Dak only has $130 million
A la
dead cap
Eagles.
right now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I guess that's all the kind of unimportant stuff we don't really care about as far as the contract situations go. We just want to see where what happens. So patience, long off season. We'll see. Don't know if I'm going to take this trade or not. I'll tell you guys now. I am I would be receiving the Trevor Lawrence, George Pickens, Marvin Harrison Jr. side.
I figured.
Don't like giving up Justin Jefferson, but I'm thinking about taking it. We'll see. Anyways,
Am I allowed to
guys,
ask who the listener is?
Yeah, me too. I'm curious. That's a good trade. I'd like to know who sent that.
you guys actually don't know him, which is good because you don't know all of our listeners, right? If you knew all of our
That's
listeners,
good. Yeah, absolutely.
then we wouldn't be a very good podcast, would we?
1,
2. You're almost there, Jesse. You're halfway there. Don't even have to take off your shoes to count our listeners.
For the non-YouTube listeners there, they were Jesse was counting on his fingers the number of listeners we have. So
that's how he has to count, guys, just in case y'all didn't know this.
He only knows up to 8. So
I used to stop
anyways,
on the ground.
He's got an abacus. Hey, give me Bo Nix, Justin Jefferson side, by the way, in case you didn't know. I just want to put that out
I was
there.
going to go one by one here. Austin, who you got?
I'll take Nix and Jefferson, but the more we discussed it, the more interested I was on both sides.
Jesse?
I want to say the other side just for argument's sake because we agreed too much on the last podcast last week. I got that critique, but no, I'm taking Jefferson. I can't.
Interesting. I thought you all were
the
going to
I
take the
agree
other
boys
side.
strike again.
Interesting. I thought you all were going to take the other side. Maybe I should have taken the one side. Jeez.
We knew you weren't going to. Come on now.
Well, you guys love Marvin Harrison, so I just naturally assumed.
Yeah, I'm not. That's those guys. I
Yeah,
like
Nathaniel
Marvin
Hackett going there is just a
Yeah, but it's Mike LaFleur.
Debbie Downer as can be.
Gosh.
But it's Mike
Yeah.
LaFleur.
Throw
I
up,
think
he
Hackett's
didn't
not going to
throw
call
up
plays. So
again.
who cares?
Oh.
I mean, he
So,
better
yeah.
not call the offense.
I mean, if you're looking at
Maybe Aaron Rodgers just going there.
if you're looking at a lot of the Rams concepts and Marvin Harrison being plugged into that offense, then I mean, we don't know who the quarterback is to deliver the ball, but
That's the scary part.
That's a huge, scary part.
yeah. But I like Marvin Harrison in that offense. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he would fit really well with the Rams. That's for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a big
All right,
wide
well, this
receiver
has been the
that plays for
trade
Rams, you know. Sorry.
We're stepping all over each other tonight. It's fantastic.
Are we done here? Are we
Yeah,
done here, guys?
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, this has been the trade banger of the week. If you've got a trade that shook up your league, send it our way. You know what, guys? This is not even written down. I memorized that.
Good
So
job.
I'm pretty impressed with myself. I didn't even realize I memorized it until just now. I was going to make up something to say. But if you got a trade that shook up your league, send it our way. You can reach us at dynfo.official@gmail.com. Again, that's dynfo.official@gmail.com. And we may or may not get to your trade. We will respond back. Probably.
60% of the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire,